What is the meaning of this? What's going on? I come home and suddenly all the furniture and beds are gone. What is this all about?
What do you mean, what's going on? All that furniture was bought by Ken. It's our business what we do with it.
Even so, why is it all gone? Did you throw it all away?
Of course not. We're using it in our new place.
New place?
That's right. We decided the three of us, my husband, Ken, and I, would live together in a new house.
Wait, hold on a minute. What do you mean?
We got sick of having a parasitic wife around, so we all moved out.
Parasitic wife? What do you mean?
Well, isn't that what you are? You're living off Ken's income, so of course you're a parasite.
No, wait, I have a proper job. I work from home doing translation work. You know, all that typing I do on the computer every day.
How is that playing around supposed to be work? You're just messing around.
But I earn good money from it.
Oh, that's nothing compared to what Ken makes. Ken is an elite who graduated from a prestigious university and works at a major corporation. It's presumptuous to even compare your pathetic earnings to his. You're basically just unemployed.
Carol, I've been working 10 to 12 hours a day on complex technical translations. I handle legal documents, medical research papers, business contracts.
Oh, stop making things up. I see you at home all day in your pajamas, clicking on that computer. That's not real work.
I'm in professional video calls with clients internationally. I wear business attire from the waist up. Just because you don't understand remote work doesn't mean it's not legitimate.
Whatever you say, Ken brings in real money. Your little hobby earnings are just pocket change.
So that's why you abandoned me?
I wouldn't bother telling a useless wife like you about moving. You can live there alone and miserable from now on. Oh wait, with your earnings, you probably can't even afford the rent there.
Carol, we've lived together for 3 years. I thought we had developed some kind of relationship. I cooked your favorite meals, took you to doctor appointments, helped you with technology.
You did those things because that's what wives are supposed to do. It's your duty.
But I thought you cared about me at least a little bit.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. You're just Ken's wife. Once you're no longer useful, there's no reason to keep you around.
This is so sudden. Ken agreed to this move, right?
Of course he did. We couldn't have done this without his agreement. He's also sick of dealing with you. He's been saying like a mantra that marrying you was a mistake.
Really? I can't believe that until I hear it from him directly. We've been properly discussing our future together.
He's just going along with it to be nice. Who would want to spend their whole life with someone like you? Face reality. You're all alone now. You'll have to work hard by yourself from now on. Well, you're finished now that my elite son has dumped you.
Ken and I just talked about maybe taking a vacation next month. We were planning to visit that hot spring resort you recommended.
He was probably just humoring you. Ken is too kind-hearted. He didn't want to hurt your feelings by telling you the truth.
The truth?
That he's been unhappy with you for a long time. The way you never dress up, never wear makeup, always working on that computer instead of paying attention to him.
I work to support our household. I thought he understood that.
Support our household? Oh, don't make me laugh. Ken's salary is more than enough.
Did everyone really find me that bothersome?
Of course. Do you know how much you've been taking advantage of us? Listen, those who don't work don't eat. Engrave that in your heart, got it?
Taking advantage? I paid for half the groceries every week. I covered the utility bills for the past 6 months. I bought your birthday present last month and your husband's medication when his insurance didn't cover it.
Those are just basic contributions. Ken pays for the big expenses.
What big expenses?
Well, the rent, obviously, and all the furniture, and his car payments.
Carol, I've been paying the rent for the past 1.5 years.
What are you talking about?
Ken told me you all thought he was still paying it, but he asked me to take it over because he wanted to save money for our future.
Oh, stop lying. Ken would never do that.
Check with the landlord if you want. The payments have been coming from my bank account.
Don't contact us anymore. Just dealing with you makes me sick.
Mom, what should I do?
What's wrong, sweetie?
When I got home earlier, all the furniture was gone, and Carol and the others had moved out.
Oh my, did you have some kind of fight?
No, I never thought anything like this would happen. We weren't exactly close, but I never imagined it would come to this.
Well, in-laws can be complicated. Sometimes it's not a bad thing to have some distance. Now you and your husband can have some privacy, which is good.
No, it's different. Ken went with them too.
What? Ken, too?
Yes.
But wait, he's...
Exactly. Carol and the others don't seem to know about that. What should I do?
Honey, I've been worried about you for months. You've been looking so tired lately.
I've been working extra hours to make sure we had enough money. Ken said his company was cutting bonuses, so I took on more projects.
How many hours have you been working?
Sometimes 14 to 15 hours a day. I have clients in different time zones, so I'm often on calls early in the morning or late at night.
That's too much, sweetie. When did you last take a day off?
I can't remember, maybe Christmas? But even then I had to finish a rush project.
And Ken doesn't help with anything?
He says he's too stressed from his job to help with household tasks. Carol always backs him up, saying men shouldn't do women's work.
That's ridiculous. Your father has been helping with housework since we got married 35 years ago.
I know, but their family is different. Traditional, I guess.
Traditional or not, a marriage is a partnership.
I thought things would get better once we had our own place, but then Carol and her husband moved in temporarily when they had financial troubles.
That was 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was supposed to be for 6 months, but, well, for now, I'll try talking to them. Unfortunately, I can't reach Ken.
I don't know what that man is thinking.
He used to be serious and good at his job, but he's changed over the past few years.
Yes, he definitely has.
You noticed that too?
Of course, he used to talk about his work, his goals, his dreams. But lately when we see him, he just complains about his boss, his coworkers, and the economy.
He says everyone at his company is incompetent and they don't appreciate his talents.
Honey, people who are truly talented don't usually need to keep saying so.
I've been trying to be supportive. I thought if I just worked harder and took care of everything at home, he'd eventually get back to his old self.
You can't save someone who doesn't want to be saved.
Maybe I didn't try hard enough. Maybe if I had been a better wife.
Oh, stop that right now. You've been working yourself to death trying to keep that household afloat. You've been more than good enough.
But Carol says I'm not contributing anything. She says I'm just a burden.
Carol doesn't know what she's talking about. She's never worked a day in her life outside the home, and there's nothing wrong with that, but she has no right to judge your career.
She always makes comments about how I should dress better, cook more elaborate meals, keep the house cleaner.
While you're working full-time and she's not? Oh, that's absurd.
I just wanted to fit in with Ken's family. I wanted them to accept me. Anyway, let me figure out what to do about Carol and the others. I'm also thinking about what comes next, so I'll let you know about that too.
Okay, your father and I will always be on your side, no matter what. Don't forget that.
I understand. Thank you. Carol, I'd like to have a proper conversation.
What? I have nothing left to say to you.
No, there are things I can't accept.
Like what?
You suddenly leaving like that. I thought we had a decent relationship. Ken and I had our fights sometimes, but I don't think you and I ever had any real problems. You and your husband welcomed my marriage to Ken even though I'm not young anymore, and I was truly happy about that. I wanted to do whatever I could to repay that kindness, and I was trying my best.
Your best? You never even tried to give me grandchildren.
We've been trying for years. I've been to specialists, taken fertility treatments.
Not hard enough, apparently, but that's not all there is.
So why did I have to be abandoned like this? I just can't accept it.
I told you, it's because you're a parasite.
But I was earning a decent income, and Ken and I were sharing responsibilities to maintain our household. I was also taking care of you and your husband.
How can you say such things? You couldn't even fulfill your duties as a wife.
What do you mean?
Your job is to pass on my son's excellent genes to the future. Your job is to have children for that purpose. So why can't you even do that?
Well, children are a blessing, and even if you tell me that,
Don't make excuses. We arranged your marriage because we wanted you to have children. Someone who can't even do that shouldn't expect to live comfortably off Ken's earnings.
I've spent thousands of dollars on fertility treatments. I've changed my diet, taken vitamins, tracked my cycles, done everything the doctors recommended.
Obviously not enough.
I've had 3 miscarriages. Do you think that was easy for me?
You never told us about those.
Because every time I mentioned anything about pregnancy difficulties, you made comments about how some women just aren't meant to be mothers.
I was just being realistic.
You were being cruel.
A wife who can't have children is worthless. That's why I never want to see your face again.
But I tried to get pregnant and did everything I could to have children. I just couldn't have any. It's not that I didn't want to.
So what? Are you saying we should let you and Ken stay together because of that? Don't be ridiculous. Of course I don't want that.
What about all the other things I did? I took care of your husband when he had his surgery. I drove you to appointments when you couldn't drive yourself. I organized your medications, helped you with your taxes.
Those are just basic things any decent person would do.
But Ken never did any of those things.
Ken has more important responsibilities.
Like what?
His career, obviously. That's not the issue. If you couldn't have children, we never would have agreed to the marriage in the first place. It's obviously happier for the 3 of us to live together. From now on, the 3 of us will live off Ken's income, so don't get involved with us anymore.
I understand. If that's how it is, then I guess there's no choice.
Finally, you're giving in and accepting reality for what it is. Let's not interfere with each other from now on. Gladly.
Well then, good luck with your unemployed son.
What did you just say?
You heard me. Good luck.
What do you mean, unemployed? Ken works at a prestigious company.
Does he? Are you sure about that?
Of course I'm sure. He leaves for work every morning and comes home in the evening.
Where do you think he goes every day?
To his office, obviously.
Have you ever visited his office, called his work number, met any of his coworkers?
Why would I need to do that?
Because he was fired 2 years ago.
That's impossible.
Think about it, Carol. When was the last time he talked about a specific project? When was the last time he mentioned a coworker's name? When was the last time he had to work late or attend a company event?
You're lying.
Ask him yourself. Ask him about his boss's name. Ask him what floor his office is on. Ask him what he did at work today.
I don't believe you.
That's your choice, but you'll find out soon enough.
I hope you're getting on with the divorce procedures.
So, you and Ken have already decided without me that there's going to be a divorce, even though I'm his wife? He should be talking to me about these things.
Of course you are. Did you really think that you could make your marriage work? Oh, what a clueless woman. Or did you think that you could go without a divorce to save yourself the embarrassment of announcing it?
I just believed that it would be best that he and I spoke before resorting to divorce, but he hasn't answered any of my calls. Do you think you could tell him to call me?
I refuse. He's very busy with work. He doesn't have time to waste on a useless woman like you.
You think a husband and wife talking about their marriage is a waste of time?
Of course it is. Any time spent on you is a waste. Even now, I'm wasting precious seconds just typing these messages to you. I think I'll go insane from just how much time I'm wasting on you. That's why we don't have any time to spare on you. Just get the divorce papers signed and send them over.
But I don't have your new address.
Then I'll set up a P.O. box and have you send it there.
You really don't want to share your address, huh?
Obviously, I've got to take steps to make sure you can't come anywhere near our son.
Is that so? Well, it doesn't matter to me either way. I'll send you the papers.
Finally, and do hurry it up. Stop ignoring me and answer the phone already.
Oh, sorry. I just don't want to hear your voice, so please use text messages.
That's why you were ignoring my calls? I called you nearly 300 times.
I know. It surprised me because I thought my relationship with Ken was over.
It's over, but I need to talk to you.
About what?
What's going on is I need to know. Did you know Ken is currently unemployed?
Of course I knew.
Of course you knew?
Yes, of course I knew.
So you knew about this and kept it from me?
Didn't you know?
Of course I didn't know. I thought he was still working at that major corporation.
Carol, he was fired 2 years ago. How could you not know?
2 years? But he's been leaving for work every day.
Where did you think he was going?
To work. He gets dressed up, takes his briefcase, and comes home at natural work hours.
He's been going to internet cafes, libraries, coffee shops. Sometimes he just walks around the city all day.
That's ridiculous.
He has a whole routine. He even sends himself emails from fake work accounts, so it looks like he's busy.
No, that's not right. That can't be.
Ken was working at a major corporation, but it seems like the competition there was fierce, and Ken lost out. How did you find out?
We had to pay rent, so I asked Ken to pay it. Then he said he doesn't have that kind of money.
And that didn't make you suspicious?
Well, I thought maybe he was having cash flow problems, or his salary was delayed.
For an entire month?
I don't want to think that my son would lie to me.
What about the money for moving to your current place?
Ken said he didn't have cash on hand, so my husband and I used our savings to pay for it.
How much did that cost you?
Nearly $15,000 with the security deposit, moving costs, and new furniture.
Ah, so that's the scheme he used.
What do you mean?
He manipulated you into paying for everything while making you think you were helping him temporarily.
Well, that can't be true.
Ken used to be serious, but he started acting strange around the time work wasn't going well. He started saying things like working was for losers.
What?
He developed this whole philosophy about how traditional employment is a scam and how smart people find ways to live without working.
He never said anything like that to me.
Of course not. He told you what you wanted to hear.
After he was fired, that attitude got worse. He stopped seriously looking for new work. Oh, but surely he must have applied for some jobs.
He'd print out resumes and make a show of going to job interviews, but he'd either not show up or sabotage himself during the interview.
How?
He'd show up late, argue with the interviewers, or make unreasonable salary demands. One time he told an interviewer that he was overqualified for the position and they should be grateful he was even considering it.
Well, that doesn't sound like Ken.
That's exactly what Ken became.
Then how were you paying for living expenses all this time?
I was paying for everything, using up my savings.
Everything?
The rent, utilities, groceries, his car insurance, his credit card bills, his student loans, your medical expenses.
Medical expenses?
Your husband's diabetes medication, your blood pressure medication, those physical therapy sessions after your fall.
Ken said his insurance covered all of that.
Ken doesn't have insurance. He lost it when he was fired and never got new coverage.
Oh my God. Why would you pay for all of that?
I was hoping Ken would go back to how he used to be. I thought he was just sulking because work wasn't going well, but it seems Ken really has become worthless.
I can't believe this is happening.
There's probably a reason he decided to move in with you guys.
What reason?
Your pension. Your husband can collect Social Security now, and you'll be able to soon too, right? He's probably thinking he can live comfortably off that money.
That's ridiculous! Our pension is for our own living expenses.
Ken sees it differently. He thinks family money should be shared.
But we need that money for our retirement.
You need to tell Ken that, not me.
How long do you think he's been planning this?
Probably since he realized I wasn't going to support him forever.
This whole thing was calculated?
Think about it. The sudden decision to move, his insistence on taking all the furniture, the way he convinced you I was a burden.
He orchestrated all of this.
And you fell for it.
Anyway, send me some money. After paying rent, we don't have enough left for proper living expenses. Just $2,000 will do. Send it over.
Are you stupid, Carol?
What?
I'm doing my best to be as polite as possible, but you and I are complete strangers now. Why would I need to send money to someone like that?
But you lived with us.
But now we live separately, as strangers.
You can't just cut us off like this.
Watch me.
How can you say something so heartless?
Because that's the reality.
We're family.
No, we're not. You made that very clear when you abandoned me.
That was a mistake.
Some mistakes can't be undone.
Fine, then I'll have your parents pay for it.
Huh? Why?
Since you abandoned us, it's only natural to bill your parents. I'll have them clean up your mess properly.
You were the ones who abandoned me in the first place.
Well, that doesn't matter. You just shut up and watch.
Good luck with that.
Maria, this is Carol. Oh my, is there something the matter? I believe we're strangers now since our children have gotten divorced. That's right. It's all your daughter's fault. She abandoned us. No, I believe it's the other way around. You three abandoned my daughter by moving out without even warning her. That's not true. She suddenly disappeared. And why would my Natalie do something like that? Because Ken was fired from his job. She realized that she couldn't live off of his income anymore and decided to jump ship, leaving us all to drown. Really? Well, that's very different from what I've heard. I'm pretty sure that Natalie continued to pay all of the bills after Ken was fired. That's true. She promised us that she would continue to pay for everything until he managed to find work. But one day she suddenly disappeared, and because of her, our lives have been turned upside down. You need to pick up the pieces and pay on her behalf. $1,500 will be more than enough, so transfer it to my account immediately. Oh, I can't do that. What? Why on earth not? Did you even read my messages? Of course I was. I read every single lie. What? Lies? I know everything. I know that you abandoned Natalie and moved out. I've already been to see Natalie at the apartment where you were all living, and it was empty of everything but her personal items. You what? And I know my daughter well enough to know that she would never do anything so cowardly. Cowardly? How do you know that? Do you know why my daughter started working from home before Ken lost his job? The reason behind her decision? Reason? No, I don't, but what has that got to do with anything? Natalie was saving money for our sake, for both you and your husband, and my husband and I. Money for us to use in our old age when we really needed it. What? She told me how she was worried about how uncertain things were and how unpredictable expenses would be. She began to work from home for our sake so that we could spend our old age in comfort. She would never do anything as cowardly as abandon family. But... No buts. You even had the nerve to tell her that you all left because she hasn't had children yet. You already know about that? Of course I do. I was disgusted to hear that you had treated my daughter so horribly. I don't want to have anything to do with you or any of your family. Don't even bother asking me to lend you any money because I won't give you a cent. Don't ever contact me ever again. Damn, your parents turned me down too.
Of course they did. It doesn't make sense when you think about it normally, suddenly giving money to strangers.
I can't believe Ken was actually unemployed.
I think that's understandable. The bigger problem is that he has no intention of working. The idea of living comfortably off other people's money is what's messed up.
Anyway, I have to force Ken to work somehow. We can manage for 2 to 3 months, and if he finds a job during that time...
You're still hoping this will work out.
What else can I do?
Right. If you corner him, maybe he'll work.
Right.
And if I add that he'll also be charged alimony, that might get through to him better.
Alimony? What alimony?
What? Do you think I don't know anything?
What are you talking about? There is no reason for alimony to be involved in your divorce.
You don't think I know that Ken has been fooling around with another woman?
What?
I thought it was strange that he had no motivation to work but was going out a lot. Turns out, he was meeting another woman.
How do you know this?
I hired a private investigator this past month to look into it properly. I have photos of Ken meeting with that woman, and of you and your husband meeting her too.
Photos?
Apparently, they'd been meeting frequently for quite a while, at restaurants, hotels, her apartment. You were probably planning to make me divorce Ken so he could marry that woman.
I wasn't planning anything. I didn't know about any affair.
But cheating is cheating. I'm going to demand proper alimony.
If we have to pay alimony on top of everything, we won't be able to survive.
I don't care about that. Did you think about what would happen to my life when you moved out of our apartment without notice?
Well, that's...
Then I don't give a damn what happens to your lives either.
You're being vindictive.
I'm being fair.
Fine then, do whatever you want.
Of course, I was going to do that anyway without you telling me.
We'll lose the apartment.
Probably.
This apartment will become unlivable then. It might be better to pay the cancellation fee and move out.
So, what are you planning to do?
We're going to your house right now. I still have the key, so I can get in right away.
Do you now?
It's useless to try to change the locks now. The three of us are going to squat there. No matter what you do, it's useless. We're going to live in that house no matter what.
No, that's what parasites do.
Don't say such rude things. We're just trying to go home.
Home? That was never your home.
We lived there for 2 years.
You were guests who overstayed your welcome. Either way, that's impossible.
Why not?
I canceled the lease on that apartment and started a new life somewhere else.
What?
Of course, that big apartment was too much for one person. I wanted to get out of that apartment where I lived with you people as soon as possible.
When did you do this?
The day after you moved out, I called the landlord, gave my notice, and started looking for a new place immediately.
But the lease had months left on it.
I paid the early termination fee. It was worth it to get away from anything connected to you all. I found a nice apartment and signed a lease right away, so you can throw away that key. There is no house that key can open anymore.
But then where are we supposed to go?
You have that house. The three of you can live there happily together.
We can't afford that place.
Then find somewhere you can afford.
With what money?
That's not my problem anymore. Oh, and Ken should get married soon. You want to preserve Ken's genes, right? Though I wonder if there's any point in preserving the genes of an unemployed person who has no intention of working.
That's cruel.
Is it? I'm just repeating what you said to me about being worthless.
Natalie, can we start over? It seems like we were wrong.
Yes, you were wrong.
Right, I admit that, so please, can we live together again?
No.
Why not?
There are some things that can't be undone. I want to enjoy my life alone from now on.
But we're family!
You told me I wasn't family when you moved out without telling me.
Oh, that was a mistake.
A very expensive mistake. Fortunately, I have savings that I was putting away for you people, so I'm financially comfortable. So please don't interfere with my life.
How much savings?
Enough to live comfortably while I rebuild my life.
But we need help.
You should have thought about that before.
Please don't abandon us.
You abandoned me first. It's going to be tough, but good luck with your lives from now on.
Just listen to what I have to say.
Those who don't work don't eat. Stop thinking about mooching off others and figure it out yourselves.
Well, that's what I said to you.
And now I'm saying it back. Funny how that works.
You can't treat us this way.
Watch me.
Is the conversation over?
Yeah, I completely cut ties with them.
Really?
I actually noticed that Ken and the others were being cold to me, but I thought since we were family, we could understand each other, so I put up with it.
I see.
But I finally understood it was impossible. I realized that the people I should cherish are the people who cherish me.
Yes, absolutely.
For me, that's you and Dad.
Thank you. I'm really happy to hear you say that.
After that, I sued Ken for alimony. This was naturally approved, and Ken and his family suffered even more financially. They became unable to continue living in the apartment they had just moved into, had to pay cancellation fees, and the three of them moved to a cheap apartment. Even so, their life didn't become easier. Carol started working part-time and told Ken to get a job too, but Ken wouldn't listen at all. By the way, seeing Ken's lifestyle, his affair partner immediately backed out and stopped all contact. After that, the parent-child relationship became strained, and Ken was kicked out of the apartment. Since then, Ken has been accumulating debt, and apparently he's running from debt collectors, but I don't know the details. Carol and her husband are somehow getting by on pension and part-time earnings. As for me, after becoming single, I put even more energy into my work. The translation work that I started for money had become enjoyable, so I focused on it even more after becoming single. Once I save up enough money, I want to study abroad in America and someday work on translating published works.